Well, welcome to the shop. And I am today going to take one of my favorite antennas, the AX3, and I am going to create a set of ground radials for it from the brand new orange RSE line from VF Comms. So stick around and let's see what best practices I follow today. I'll be right back. All right, so let's take a look at what's going on here on the bench. A nice three-way camera shot for you, the action shot, if you will. I am working with the just released RSE line, the rugged stranded element wire from VF Comms. And this stuff's got an orange jacket. I was super excited when Ben released this because this makes for ground radials that people can actually see and hopefully not trip on. Now, what I'm doing is I'm soldering it up on some 2mm banana connectors, and what you see me doing is applying the iron onto the line itself right where it meets the connector, and I'm applying my solder and passing it in. In order to get to this point, I just had to pull back the outer jacket a little bit and sort of twist the carbon fibers together so that they came together nicely. I've trimmed back that jacket now because what I just realized I did was I didn't put my heat shrink tubing on first. So just a little bit of melty action with a low temperature flame, in this case a lighter instead of my big torch. And I'm putting the blue heat shrink onto the line so that I can slide it over and apply that heat shrink a bit later on. Now, sometimes you don't get it right the first time, and that's okay. Just trim it a little bit and go again. These are counterpoise or ground radio wires. I'm not super fussy on the length of them. Given that they're with the AX3, they are kind of resonant, and by that I mean the AX3 isn't a perfectly resonant antenna. It's really designed to be used with a tuner, so I don't have to be terribly fussy. The overall design of what I'm doing with these is I've got two wires, and they're about 5 meters long each. About a quarter wave on 20. And I can string the two of them together to get to 40 and put them together and leave them together for other bands, or take them apart for other bands, whatever I want. So it gives me the maximum amount of flexibility. You can see me here now. I'm sliding the heat shrink tubing on in place, and I'll hit it with my high temperature flame, my butane torch. I use a butane torch that I got off of Amazon, and it's really marketed at chefs who want to put a nice touch on top of a creme brulee or whatever, but it works really well. It's refillable. It's a wonderful torch. So grab another connector here now. I put a male on one end and a female on the other. Remember that I want to connect these two pieces of wire together to make a longer one. And I'll eventually wind them on to a little tiny winder so that they're nice and small to carry in my kit. So once again, down in the lower left panel, you see me futzing about a little bit. I am trying to get that all those 1,000 strands of carbon fiber into the connector, and I'm using my soldering third hand holder to hold this in place. I'll pull the inner core out a little bit, expose a little bit more of it, and I'll try and set it inside that connector so that the majority of the strands go in there. It doesn't have to be perfect. When I land up tinning it with solder, it will grab all those extra loose elements that are around. You saw that I kind of wet my fingers there, and I wetted the carbon fibers. Don't resist the urge. Don't stick the carbon fiber in your mouth. That's not good for ingestion. But a little bit of dampness on that. You could use a little bit of liquid flux if you've got it around, or a little bit of general moisture will help to keep those strands together. I'm having quite a bugger of a time with this one. This was the only one out of the group that I found a challenge with. These 2mm banana connectors have only about 2mm, 3mm of depth to them. So I have to fit all of the strands in place. And it looks like I've got it here. So I've clamped the connector in place and already had the wire clamped in place on the other side with a little bit of tension or pressure there to hold it so it doesn't fall out. And now I'll take my soldering iron and apply the heat to the bottom and get it nice and ready to accept the solder. And I'm going to make sure that I put that solder inside the connector, not necessarily just on the outside, because I want it to flow in and be nice and stiff so that it grabs the connection really well. Now give it a quick tug test, and then once again slide the heat shrink tubing on it. I use one color for the male connector and a different color for the female connector, and that way I can readily tell them apart at a glance without having to take a close look at those 2-meter banana connectors, which can be kind of fussy to see. So as you can see in the camera there, I tried to get it to focus. My camera didn't want to behave, but the heat shrink is sitting on there quite nicely. So I'll hit it up with the flame and shrink it down in place, and geez, that's 1 out of 2 ready to go. Now I'm going to repeat those steps until I get the second one done, but here you go. Now you can see the male and the female ready to roll so that they're ready to be wound up in place. And that's about as hard as it is. Well, and just like that, I've got my 2 ground radial wires for the AX3 kit, which is perfect. So now when I lay them on the ground, people will see this and hopefully they won't trip on it. This whole job took me 20 minutes to solder up these 2mm banana jacks on and put some heat shrink on them. So nice and simple. Go buy some orange RSE line. It's the new improved stuff with the better coating on the better jacket on it than the earlier version. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.